In this episode of the Sports Marketing Machine podcast, today we're going to break down how your season-ending survey can do more for you than just check a box. It can actually drive ticket sales for next season. You see, too many teams either skip their postseason fan survey altogether or they ask generic questions that they never really act on. This episode will change all of that. You're going to learn what types of questions uncover actionable insights. Discover why dynamic dashboards will beat these one-off survey reports or even just the PDFs. And I'm also going to share some real examples of questions teams should ask now if you're at the end of your season. The other piece here is I'm going to show you how we help teams run smarter surveys from start to finish. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Sports Marketing Machine podcast, the show that helps sports teams sell more tickets, sell more merchandise, and grow their fan base. I'm your host, Jeremy Neisser, and today we're talking season-ending surveys and how to make yours smarter, stronger, and actually useful. All right, why do most fan surveys, end of the year, depending on when you send them, why do they miss the mark? Often teams send out very generic surveys that fans will rush through, and then teams do nothing with the results. That is a huge mistake. The other huge mistake is actually failing to connect survey responses to actual sales data, buyer types, or follow-up opportunities. So today, I'm going to give you a framework, not just a list of questions to ask, but an actual strategy for using your fan survey to drive retention, increase satisfaction, and sell more tickets to next season. All right. Let's start off. 5 categories every fan survey should cover. Here are 5 categories. You got to be effective. Your question should fall into one of these 5 insight categories. Number 1, game day experience. Having a question like, how would you rate your overall experience 1 to 10? Was parking, entry, seating smooth? Those 2 questions were great. Another one would be, were concession prices and the price of those, were they reasonable? Number 2 category, ticket access and pricing. How easy was it for you to buy tickets? Did they use them on mobile, website? Was it group sales or other? Was the ticket price fair for the experience? So let me go through the ticket one again because this is a huge one. How easy was it to buy your tickets? This is such a great question because if it's really hard to buy tickets, well, there's not a lot of things you can change on the ticket sales side of things because it's ran by a ticketing software. But how they were able to access their tickets, you can definitely over-communicate how you get your tickets, how they scan in, your know before you go. There's a lot of some information here with this specific category here, ticket access and pricing, that you can really just drill into. So really, really great in here. So how easy was it to buy your tickets? Did you use mobile, website, group sales, or other? Was the ticket price fair for the experience? This will give you an understanding of, hey, are we really delivering on what our promise is? Our promise is to provide you affordable family fun. Are we doing what we say we are? Are we delivering? Are we over-delivering? Are we under-delivering? So that's really a great question to ask. Let's dive into the category of promotions and themes. Did a theme or a giveaway influence your decision to attend? For some teams, the answer is yes. For some fans, absolutely. It could be a fireworks night, a giveaway night. Maybe it was a youth sports team night. Could be opening night. Could be whatever it may be. And that will definitely guide some of the things that you're doing. And what was your favorite promotion this season? That may be a one that you would send off to multi-game buyers. And we're going to get into segmenting in a little bit, but your favorite promotion from the season. Another question you could ask under this category of promotions and themes is, what would you like to see next season? So really good questions there. This next category, I like to call it intent to return. How likely are you to attend again a game next season? Really great question. What would make you more likely to return? This is a really good question. What would make you more likely to return? And the final question here in this bucket here, this category of intent to return would be, would you recommend the experience to a friend? That's a net promoter score question. I'll put a link in the show notes to explain what net promoter score is and how it can really influence and help you guide your decisions in what you're doing from a promotions, game entertainment, game experience, all of the above. All right, so we've gone through 3 categories already. We've gone through game day experience. We've talked about ticket access and pricing. We've talked about promotions and themes and intent to return. Let's head to the next bucket here, number 5, fan demographics and preferences. What is your zip code? Do you have kids at home? How many games did you attend this season? Those are really good questions because it can really guide you to understand that people from this zip code are expecting X. The people in this zip code who have kids are expecting Y. This really gives you an understanding of what's actually happening with your fans. What I see oftentimes is when we work with teams on surveys, they've got it all together and say, hey, can you help us put this data together so we can understand it? They're asking very specific questions, but it's the data that they currently have is very granular, not granular, but it's one-dimensional. That's the word I was looking for, one-dimensional. So you can ask the question, how many games did you attend this year? You might see a person that says 4, right? But what I'd like to see is if someone had 2 or more games this year, how did they score things? If they have kids at home, how many games did they on average attend? And if that's the case, what was their typical experience? Did they come out because of promotions and themes? You see where we're going here? We're starting to segment people in specific buckets so we can understand how to talk to people to promote ticket sales for next season. All right, so those were the 5 categories. I'm going to go over them one more time for you. 5 categories every fan survey should cover. Game day experience, number 1. Ticket access and pricing, number 2. Promotions and themes, number 3. Intent to return, number 4. And number 5, fan demographics and preferences. Now, let's dig into why static survey reports are just a waste. And I alluded to it just a moment ago. So if you're exporting your survey, you've got it all together, and you export it into a CSV, or you send it to a PDF to your external relations director, athletic director, or your GM, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. See, we offer a service called Survey Plus Dashboard Service for Teams, where we build and launch the fan survey we'll use SurveyMonkey, but what we do is we actually turn that data into dynamic reporting, so you can actually see how one person would respond. So if they say, hey, I have 2 kids at home and I've came once or twice, we can actually see how do other people who have 2 kids at home, how did they respond? Are we spot on with our experience? Are we spot on with what we're doing? Are there some big takeaways? Absolutely. As someone who's worked in sports for 20 plus years, understanding which segments of fans are interested in what specific things are going to help you be able to sell more tickets and enhance your fan experience. So if you're interested, pop on over to our website, go to services, or just shoot me an email. Happy to share with you all about our Survey Plus dashboard. So some insights. Let's talk through it. If someone rated concessions low, how did they feel overall? Are families more likely to return than a solo attendee who's someone who just bought a 1-game ticket? We can tie that data together. Which promo nights are correlated with the best net promoter scores? Remember I talked about net promoter scores earlier. I'll put the link in the show notes. But which promo nights get you best net promoter scores? Oftentimes it's your packed nights. They could have a really terrible net promoter score because the concession lines are too long, the bathroom lines are too long. All of those things you can actually see dynamically. So imagine being able to slice fan sentiment by ticket type, by zip, by promo, by purchase history. That's what you can act on, and you can actually see all of this data in there. So really excited for you. If you're interested, just pop it on my website. Happy to talk with you. So let's dig into sample survey questions that drive strategy. So if you want to build your own survey and you're like, listen, Jeremy, this sounds great and all, but we want to give it our own try. Here is a few essential questions to ask. Did you attend because of the promotion or theme night? That seems like a yes or no question. Did you attend because of the promotion or theme night? What is your age range? Oftentimes we can do things like 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55. You can do age ranges and let them select where they are. How would you rate accessing your tickets digitally? This is a huge one. We did a survey for a team in the Southern League and minor league baseball, and there was a percentage of their fans, 8% of their fans said it was a very hard time accessing our tickets digitally. Very hard time. When we drilled in, their overall experience, let's just say the total experience for everyone was 8 out of 10, right? When you drilled in and we clicked the people that had a hard time accessing their tickets digitally, they scored a 5.5 to a 6. So their experience started off terrible because they couldn't access their tickets digitally. So that tells me, as a marketing director for that team, I would have said, you know what? What can I do to make it easier and dummy proof for people to understand how do they get their tickets digitally? So really great question, but it gives you some actionable takeaways for that. All right, next question here that I highly recommend you ask. Rate the value for money of your ticket experience. Another question, what could we improve next year? And I'll let them just kind of go. Those are really good segment questions there for some ticket buyers, right? So what I would also recommend is we segment the lists. You've got a season ticket holder bucket. Perhaps you have a mini plan bucket, or maybe you're putting mini plans with season ticket holders. You can put those together because they attend multiple games. But you have to take the single game and have their own survey, because their responses are going to be different based on a 1-game attendance or a 2-game attendance, where sometimes season ticket holders walk in and some of them have very high expectations, and some are just like, yep, this is just the way it is. And they don't think twice about it. And they're not going to share with you that, hey, your bathroom runs out of toilet paper by the 3rd inning. They just accept those things because they're season ticket holders and they're used to some of those things. Now, if something really makes them irritated, they're obviously going to share. But from a single game buyer perspective, they have a significant higher expectation when they get there on some of those things that are basic for people. But for season ticket holders, sometimes they let things slide just because they're there every single game. So 100% segment the questions for season ticket holders versus single game buyers. So if you're planning to do a season wrap-up survey, let's make sure it's worth your time. You can use some of the questions that I talked about here, use the strategies that I've discussed today, or feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you craft it, put it all together, and put your data together in a way where it's actionable. You can drill in and actually see what people are saying who are in specific segmented areas like multiple game buyers or families or zip codes. All of those things allow you to create really actionable takeaways. So we want to make sure it's worth your time. Like I had mentioned, we offer the service that builds, sends, and translates your fan feedback into insights that you can actually use. It's easy to set up, built for sports teams, for sports teams. I'm a sports guy. I've been in sports my entire life, and it's ready in days. So if you have questions, head over to sportsmarketingmachine.com, or if you want to do this on your own, go for it. Happy to love to see what you come up with. At the end of each episode, I give you the main takeaways, the key takeaways. Number 1, generic surveys will waste your time. You need targeted, segmented questions that lead to actionable insights. Dynamic dashboards will beat static reports. You really want to see how fans really feel. Focus on 5 areas: experience, access, promotions, intent, demographics. Experience, access, promotions, intent, demographics. Those are the 5. And then use surveys to drive next year's strategy, not just to recap the season. We're happy to do this for you. If you're curious about it at all, hop onto the website. But I hope you've got some great takeaways from this episode that you can implement your next survey, your fan survey for the season, and really take those actionable insights and implement them as you prepare for the next season. All right, until next time.